Joining me now from Washington to discuss this is retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. He's now a senior fellow and military expert at Defense Priorities. Thanks for being with us. What kind of operation would be needed to evacuate these remaining fighters and civilians in Mariupol, since the city pretty much is occupied by the Russians, save for that steel factory complex?
Right. The only thing that's even theoretically possible would be a helicopter extraction, which certainly the U.S. Army is very capable of doing and has done in various cases many times around the world. But the problem is, of course, it's a very hot combat zone, and you would have to have the full cooperation and an agreement of the Russian forces before anything could even be contemplated. Even once that happened, then it would be a pretty large uh, flotilla of, so to speak, of helicopters. It would take quite a lot of them to go in and get that out because it's very unlikely that you're going to get a corridor that's going to be opened up for armored vehicles, which would be the other thing that was the other option that would be necessary to take that many people out of there. I mean, if we can't even get civilians out, it seems unlikely that they would allow a military convoy to go through. So I think, practically speaking, this just isn't going to happen.
So, what happens now?
Well, I mean, right now the way it's looking like is that I think that probably that commander's comments are probably going to prove accurate. That probably within a day or so that the thing is going to fall, and the defenders are going to be faced with the decision to either fight literally to the death, or that they're going to finally surrender, like about 1,000 or so others have already. And man, in a situation like this where there is no hope coming, there's no cavalry coming. I think the honorable thing for them to do is to just finally just surrender with honor, because otherwise it's going to be a pretty dark end, I'm afraid.
What led to this? Were the Ukrainians not armed well enough?
No, the issue is that Russia made this a priority, and as you heard the commander say there that he was outnumbered 10-1. That's been the case nearly since at least 7 March, I believe, when Russia
Yeah.
completely surrounded the place, and at that point they cut off any ability to resupply or replenish or reinforce those troops. And so at that
Hmm.
point, all this just horrendous attacks that you see, that you were talking about the results of just a second ago, they just methodically pounded everything and moved them in the Ukrainians into a smaller and smaller pile until now this Azovstal factory complex offered the most protection because of the underground facilities. But you, that's not going to help you if you don't have food and water.
Sure. And we have civilians as well there holed up in there. But let's look at the eastern front line now. It's a very long front line, hundreds of miles long. I mean, presumably, once the Russians take Mariupol, they'll be able to free up some of the troops that have been fighting that battle to redeploy to other areas. But do they have, they've been quite depleted in vehicles, in men. Do they have what it takes right now to keep fighting multi front all over eastern Ukraine against Ukrainian forces that are still, although they say they need more weapons, still getting arms from NATO allies delivered to them pretty much on a daily basis?
They are getting arms, but the problem is that Russia has an advantage in mobility, firepower, and air power, and that
Hmm.
means that Russia is able to interdict a lot of this supplies coming in, and so only a portion of it's actually getting to the front line, because it's got several hundred miles that it has to go from the western Ukraine all the way into the Donbas area, and of course it comes under Russian shelling. They have on the last 2 days fired over 1,000 attacks on the rear areas and
Hmm.
ammo depots, fuel depots, train stations, train
Yeah.
depots, everything to interdict that. And so it's really hard to get through, and it's going to be a test of wheels for sure. But right now, at least as of today, the Russians do appear to have the tactical advantage.
All right. Thanks so much, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, for joining us live from Washington.
Always my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.